The hair and makeup look I feel the prettiest in, as well as some of my favorite makeup products. Hi, my name is Janelle. I'm a professional makeup artist and content creator, and in today's video, I'm sharing with you what I just said. This is the look I feel the absolute prettiest. It took me forever to nail a good base routine, especially for this time of year that lasts all day, doesn't feel heavy, but just gives you that like flawless, blurred, juicy, amazing skin. So if you want to see how I got this look, as well as this hair look and some of my favorite products at the moment, then definitely keep on watching and consider subscribing if you want to see more content from me. I upload new videos every single week. Yeah, just welcome to my corner of the internet. I hope you stick around. Let's get into this video. I already prepped my skin with my normal like vitamin C serum, niacinamide. I've been loving the new Versed moisturizer. My skin just soaks it right up. Now we need to do some eye drops because I get really bad dry eye this time of year, especially with like the heat and all that going. This makes such a difference in the way my makeup looks because it brings my eyes to life. I've been loving the clear eyes. I normally brush up my brows and then I'll pluck any little stragglers. Yesterday I tried this Etude Nymph Aura Volumer. I believe that this is a Korean beauty brand, but this felt amazing on my skin, so I want to use it again today. Comes out like a serum, but it meshes into the skin like the most hydrating, luxurious cream, and just, do you see that glow? Oh, it's so pretty. Oh, my skin felt so amazing when I used this yesterday. I discovered this Lawless Forget the Filler foundation. If you want your skin to look flawless, like you have no pores, the most even coverage, but not look heavy, and you want something that lasts all day, this is the foundation for you. I tried this because I was filming UGC content for Lawless, and I ended up falling in love with their products. Like, I'm like, where has this been? I mean, it did just launch this month, but then another foundation that I've been loving is the ABH. This is the Impeccable Skin Foundation. So stunning. You don't even need to set it, especially if you're more normal to dry. Same thing, it like erases your pores. It feels so lightweight. The only thing I will say with this foundation is that the color selection, missed the mark. I'm just gonna evenly coat it. The only thing with this foundation is that the shade is a little too dark for me. I mean, it works out. It's just a little warm. I think I need something slightly more neutral, but I like how it does add subtle color to my skin. But just, do you see that? I feel so pretty whenever I wear this foundation because it literally makes your skin look flawless, but it doesn't feel like you have anything on. And like, do you see how I'm breaking out on this side and have like some blemishes? It covers that all right up. Also, the key to a flawless base is to make sure your brush is evenly coated and then really work in sections, pressing it into the skin so that you get a nice even layer and it won't look heavy or patchy in any areas. I do one more pump for the other side. Same thing, evenly coat the brush. And then for this side, I like to focus on where the blemishes are first. That way most of the coverage is there. And then I'll work my way out from that. After this, I normally do contour. You guys, I rediscovered the Dibs Desert Island Duos. They are so creamy and just ideal for my skin this time of year. Also super random, but if you've been following me for a while, you know that my teeth didn't always look like this. I went through Invisalign treatment, and one of the things that nobody tells you after you go through Invisalign is how hard it is to talk after the fact. You literally have to like retrain your mouth how to move. I'll go to say things and words won't come out. It's the most trippiest thing in the world. Then the other weird part of that is my teeth used to overlap. Now there's like air in between the two front teeth. So like I'll feel like bubbles and air is going in and out of my teeth. It's the weirdest sensation. And yeah, I had to retrain myself how to talk. I'll like skip syllables. I also found out that I had a tongue tie when I was going through Invisalign treatment, and that makes it difficult to talk to, as well as I think the shape of my mouth. Like I have a narrow, high palate. Anyways, I've been praying about it because I'm like, it's one of my biggest pet peeves when I watch myself back and I'm like, what are you saying? So yeah, if you went through Invisalign treatment and you feel like you can't talk, you're stuttering, you think it's your retainer, no, it's literally just retraining your mouth how to speak. But anyways, I like to work the Dibs contour on the back of my hand, then work it into my Mario F4 brush. Right now I'm using the shade 5.5, and it has the most gorgeous warm glow. Look how pretty. pretty the skin is looking. Okay, take whatever's left and work it under the jaw. And the key, if you want to snatch your jawline, is to bring it up here and then down the neck. I use the dense side of the brush for this part of the cheek, and I start up here, kind of right above the cheek. Press it in place so it's most pigmented back here. That way you get that look, you know? And then once that's all deposited, I'll work it in to like here. And you'll see how it just starts sculpting that cheek so stunningly. I learned how to make sourdough this year. I posted a whole YouTube video on it just because I wanted to debunk the myth that you had to have everything perfect and all the right tools and perfect ingredients to get sourdough to work. You don't have to, clearly. I was able to make it, and I made my second loaf 2 days ago, and I'm about to make another loaf tonight, or start it tonight. My life has been changed. Now I know why the people that get into sourdough like don't shut up about it and make it their whole personality, because that's officially me. I love doing the contour unibrow. It looks crazy, but it comes together in the end. I color in the tip of my nose, do a line straight down the center and right here. And I take a small brush and make sure that's all even, and we separate it with concealer later. I also work it back into my eye, and this will start to work as an eyeshadow base. My goal this year was to get started with sourdough just to try it. And I was like, I'm gonna try it with what I have. I'm not gonna overthink it. And then if it fails, then I'll slowly get the stuff that I need, but I didn't want to spend all this money just to get started. And if it had to be too tedious, I was like, I know I won't stick to it. Let me just see if I can very loosely follow this. And I did, and it worked out. Definitely check out that video. I was more proud of that sourdough than I was of my college degree. And my college degree took me 7 years to get. This blush, the Rhode Toasted Teddy blush, it's so pretty. Look at that color. It's absolutely stunning. It's funny, I posted it on my Instagram story, and a bunch of people swiped up saying like, is it actually worth it? Like, I thought about getting it, but I don't know if it's actually worth the hype. And I'm always the same way, especially with celebrity brand makeup products, because I'm like, they really don't need to be that good. People will buy them regardless. I was skeptical about it, almost purchased it twice, didn't, and then they reached out asking if I wanted to try any of their products, and I was like, yes, can I please try your blushes? And I mean, you see that. It's speaking for itself. Not to mention this shade Toasted Teddy, I thought I had similar shades to it, but I don't. It's like the most gorgeous rust red brown. It's so pretty, and it meshes in so beautiful. And I like how when I put it on top of my foundation, it's not disturbing the other product, and the pigmentation is perfect. It's like not too much, and you can totally build it up. Also, I like to add extra to my chin and forehead. I learned this from my Kevin Aqua Making Faces book, published in the year 1997. I had a whole TikTok series on that where I was recreating the looks in that book from the 90s, and he would do that a lot, and I love it. I feel like it helps everything flow together so nice in the skin. Let me know if you want me to bring that series on YouTube. I also always like to add blush to the lids. Same thing, I just find it helps everything flow together so much better. And then I work it back into the temple. Do you see the skin right now? Another product. Love. New launch. Huda Beauty Lilac Blush. I was the most skeptical person on the face of the earth. I was like, no way this is gonna look good on my like medium olive complexion. Boy, was I wrong. It looks so good as like a blush highlight, so I like to do a couple dots up here to kind of marry the blush and the under eye together. And it blends in so beautifully, creates the most gorgeous blush gradient. Another brand new discovery, the Lawless Conceal the Deal Concealer. Such a gorgeous concealer, especially if you have like more drier skin. It's like a moussey, creamy formula. The coverage is beautiful. It blurs and smooths the under eye. The only thing with this concealer is that you cannot blend this out with a beauty sponge. You need to use a brush. Whenever I try to blend it out with a sponge, it picks it up and gets patchy. I think it's because the formula is just like too creamy. And normally I don't like the way concealers look blended out with just a brush. I normally have to do a brush then a sponge to help really push it into the skin so it doesn't look heavy. But since this is such a moussey creamy formula, it blends in with the brush the same way a beauty sponge would mesh a typical concealer into the skin. Like you'll get that very creamy hydrated under eye, great coverage. And this is all the areas I like to apply the concealer. And then this is my favorite brush to blend out the concealer. It's the BK Beauty N14 brush. It has like this dome tapered finish. It's almost like a beauty sponge, in a brush to take the, like one of the tapered sides. And I'll drag this part down the side of the nose first, the very outer part of it, and then blend that down, tap it around the nose. And I save this part for last because I like that to dry down a bit so we get the most coverage. And I really like push it into the skin. I always forget to contour my chin. I just realized that. Let me add some contour there real quick. I feel like it makes such a difference in how the face lays, and I always forget to do it. Okay, turn the brush over, and then I start blending this area out. This is what separates that contour unibrow. What was that? That contour unibrow. Then when I press it on the under eye, I'm just pressing it in place and then working it back and forth. I use this straight edge to sharpen the edge of the blush and contour that we put on the lid. And then it creates the shape for the eye look that we have going on. Once that's blended, I go back into either the blush or the foundation brush that we were using earlier. And I tap over this area, that way the edges are seamless. Look how pretty and creamy it is. It's absolutely stunning. I've worn this without setting it with setting powder too, and it wears so nice. Then I take whatever's left on that brush that we used to blend out the contour unibrow, and I'll lightly go over the sides just to make sure they're redefined so the nose stays nice and snatched. Instead of setting the face with an all-over setting powder, I like to take a very long-wearing setting spray. I have been loving the Revolution Super Fix setting spray for like 3 years now. It is so good, and it's like $15 from the drugstore. This really locks your makeup in place all day. So I like to spray this after I do all the creams, and I will drench my face in this and then let it dry down a bit. And this just helps mesh all those creams together so that they don't slide around when we move on to the next steps. I was just looking at my skin in natural light, and oh my god, not to shoot my own horn, it looks incredible. And it's not even my natural skin, it's just these products. Lawless Perfecting Powder in the shade Bananie. Such a cute name. This makes your under eyes so flawless. I think I like this more than, what is that powder called that everybody loves? We all know it. What is it called? Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter. This outdoes that powder. What I like to do is pick some up with a fluffy brush, and before I set my under eyes with like the under eye setting powder, I just do a light dusting of this, sweeping this in, just to ensure that my under eye doesn't crease up while I do some of the other steps. But like, do you see how it makes it look super smooth? My MAC Studio Fix powder in the shade NC45, and I use this as a bronzer to set the areas that we did the cream contour. My favorite brush to blend that out with is the BK107, and then I start in the hairline and push it back. But basically I like to use this powder because it's gonna set the area but also bronze the skin, and it's a setting powder, so then I don't have to do like 2 layers of a setting powder and then bronzer, keeping the layers to a minimum but still getting that flawless effect. And then when I get to the temple, I push it in here, but I also, as you can see, work on the lid and then bring it back. It just helps everything flow. When I get to the cheekbone, I start here and I press. Once most of it's deposited, then I sweep it in. And I'm applying pretty decent pressure, but more pressing and not rubbing. That way we don't move around the base makeup underneath of it. Whatever is left, I bring under here. And same thing, you always want to come up here to really sculpt that jawline. It looks so good. Love this Anastasia blush trio in the shade Peachy Love. The peachy shade cracked on me, so I had to repress it, but she's still fragile. She just came out of surgery. Favorite brush for blush, BK8507. These shades look so good. They're so pretty, and I feel like they could work for so many complexions because you have a more neutral mauve, a like rusty, subtle peach undertone, and then you have the bright peach. I feel like it gives you the perfect color payoff. I like to press it starting at the very highest part of my cheek with the this side, the pointed part, pointed in. Press it. I let it kind of get on my eyelid, work it around here. Then once that's all deposited, I work it in almost like directly under my eye. And I do that because we're gonna apply powder afterward, and that'll just marry and blend all that so it doesn't look too blushy. I really like taking these more shimmery blushes by Hourglass, and I pick that up with this Morphe blush brush, and very lightly I just kind of like pick up a little bit of each with the tip. Focus that right up here to give a little bit more of a blushy glow. Now you could do this with any sort of more shimmery blush. Milani makes some good ones too. Oh, but just look at the look at the glow. My hand very far down on the barrel, that way it's not like too intense, and just work it all the way around there. I'm gonna lightly mist my face again because I'm gonna set my under eye with a loose powder. Not as intense as we did that first time though. It literally looks like I have only creams on my face right now. Oh, it looks so good. All right, I'm just taking my beauty sponge and very, very lightly picking up any excess product. The Huda Beauty Ube Birthday Cake, that lilac powder. Again, super skeptical. It looks stunning under the eyes, but I love to mix it with the Mario Neutral Light under eye setting powder. Mario's powder is a little bit more hydrating. They're both blurring, but this one's better for dry skin. This one's more like mattifying, smoothing. Together, they're like a match made in heaven, and then the color combo together. I like to dip into the Huda one first and then pick up the Mario, and I just start to pat it under the eye and then bring it along the sides of the nose and then work it down onto the cheek, and you'll see it literally erases your pores. Like, it's insane. Oh, it's so pretty. I'll bring it under here as well. Look at that. So stunning. Tap extra on the forehead and above the brows because I do tend to get pretty shiny there. Any sort of shader brush, the tip of it, and I only take the Mario powder, and I'll use that to set the center of my nose. With that same brush, I'll take my Benefit Cookie highlight. This is the best inner corner highlight and nose highlight. The tip of that same shader brush, I go right on top of where that powder is to add a highlight, but the powder allows it not to be too shiny. And I take this BK 108 brush, blend that out. A little extra Mario powder, and I come right back here again just to further snatch brush and blend that away. And this is when I actually like to fill my brows now. Whenever I would fill them in the beginning, they would get all weird once I did the foundation, and then it was hard to get the product to look normal again. I kind of go back and forth, but I've been using the Benefit Precisely pencil. This is my favorite brow pencil. I use the shade 4.5 and I use a very light hand. And I've been trying to like step back, look at a mirror further away. That way I don't go too overboard with the brows. And then once I get to the front, I come underneath of the brow, fill in the little gaps here. This has been the brow gel that I've been absolutely loving lately. It's the L'Oreal Brow Lamination Brow Gel. It locks the brow hairs in place all day without making them too crunchy. It doesn't leave a white cast. So I like to back comb the brow first, and then I'll lightly brush it up, trying not to disturb the brow product underneath. Clean spoolie and comb the hairs up. I've been loving the Mario setting spray for the final setting spray because it melts the makeup into the skin, gives you that glowy finish, but it also still helps with the longevity of the makeup. And I drenched my skin in this, and it just helps mesh like whatever powders we put under the eye. Meshes them in, but also will help with the longevity of it. Benefit Cookie highlighter again. A little inner corner highlight. Look at the way that just opens up the eye. And I bring it a little further out from the tear duct to open the eye and make it appear larger, and wrap it slightly underneath of the eye. A blending brush, I soften the edges. Now we're gonna do some mascara. I curl the heck out of my lashes. I tight line my upper waterline with my Makeup by Mario black eye pencil. Lancome Cils Booster Lash Primer. What else is new? This helps add volume, and then I really find that it helps hairspray the curl in place all day. And I normally go back and forth between the Maybelline Sky High Burgundy Mascara and the Lancome Hypnose Drama. I think I'm gonna do the burgundy today. I love the way burgundy mascara looks with my eye color, my skin tone. Can't tell that you're wearing burgundy mascara, but the undertone just makes the eye pop. While my mascara mistakes dry, I'll do my lip combo. I think I'm gonna do the one I did yesterday. Really enjoy that one. That was the Rhode blush in the shade Teddy. Just toss on the lip like that. Look how pretty that is. And I just kind of blend that out with my finger. Blot off some of the excess. I think it's Anywhere Caffeine that I added because it has more of a brown undertone. Anywhere Caffeine by Makeup Forever, and go over the edges. And then I've been really enjoying these Mario glosses. My favorites are the shade Rustic Pink, but today I want to try the shade Bare. They're glossy, but very comfortable, not sticky, and they're very sheer and buildable. Oh yeah, that's so pretty on top of this. Look at how glossy and glass-like it leaves the lip. It literally makes the lip look like a glassy pillow. Ooh, I also like to take Limitless Brown by Make It Forever, and I do a skinny little line, bottom part of my eye, the corner, and bring it out just to extend it and make it appear a little longer. Then I take a Q-tip, dip it into my Lancome by Conceal eye makeup remover, try to wipe off the excess. And I use this, okay, so you know how I did the bronzer and brought the blush up there? Well, I use this to clean up a majority of my eyelid, and then it ends up creating like a cut crease so that my eyelid is bare but I have crease shades above it. I really like the way it looks, and I feel like it ends up making it look like you have on less makeup because you don't see product all creased up on there. Like this, and I just start erasing product on the lid. I'll be right back. Let me change my camera battery. It's about to die, and then we'll do something about this hair. Now let's do something about this hair. Also, one of my favorite beauty secrets whenever doing slick back looks, I take advantage of the slick back look by oiling my scalp and using that to create a lot of the slick backness versus hairspray. That way you can oil your scalp and treat your hair instead of drying it out with hairspray while rocking a cute little hair look. I find my part. I try to keep it as even as possible, but it's never that even. Can't find my rat tail comb anywhere. So I part it there, and then I come maybe to about here, like an 1.5 inches back or 2 inches. Do a little triangle down, alligator clip, and then the rest of this hair we'll put up in a pony. Grab the hair first with a detangling brush, and then I will smooth everything out with a boar bristle brush. Make sure to really smooth out the bottom part. Then taking this Conair boar bristle brush, this really grabs and swoops all that hair out of the way. Make sure to really get that bottom part. These are my favorite hair ties from Amazon. Super stretchy, so if you have very thick hair or a lot of hair, this is the perfect hair tie for you. You can wrap it around your hair a bunch of times using my L'Oreal Elnet hairspray, or you could just go in with more oil. And then this isn't so much for the hairstyle, but just for the health of my hairline, I'll spray some rice water spray here. This has helped my hairline grow in so much. The amount of regrowth I've had since staying consistent with my rice water spray again is so amazing. Dang it, that wasn't as straight as I would like, but it's fine. And we will come back. And then I'll pin this and spray it down. And I always like to do a little swoop of baby hairs in this corner. Then taking a little hair from underneath the ponytail, comb it out so there's no tangles. Spray that with some hairspray, or you could use oil. I found that you really gotta spray this with a ton of hairspray. If not, the hair starts to separate by the time you wrap it around the ponytail. I wrap it around. I put a bobby pin literally like right through it and angle it and make it come out this side. Do the same thing up here. Push it in there. And voila, that's the hair. Normally I would take like a curling iron or flat iron and flip out the side so it's super cute. But with my new short hair, I'm really trying to prevent and minimize the amount of heat I apply to it, especially the ends. I want to keep them full and healthy. So do that if you want to, but healthy hair over aesthetic hair. You know what I mean? And look how cute. I love this hairstyle so much. Yeah, I hope that you guys enjoyed hanging out with me and getting ready. Let me know if you want to see more of these like chill get ready with me. And if you enjoyed hanging out with me, learning some new tips and tricks, then definitely consider subscribing. I upload new videos every single week. I love you so much. I pray that you have the best week ever, and I'll see you next time.